Good afternoon, everyone. Nowadays, some people have the most predominant assumption regarding the English language teaching field. They assume that English teachers are inattentive towards the learner's language proficiency. Alternatively stated, they believe that teacher only focus on presenting grammar knowledge, teaching vocabulary without any interest towards the language skill or communicational skill of our learners, of course. But in country-wise, we as a teacher provide variety of sequences along with the 5 skills. That is to say, we focus on providing learners with a basic knowledge regarding sentence construction, language structure, word choice, and other elements of language, and at the same time encourage learners to apply what they have learned and use it in their communicational tasks. So, in this video, I will present some techniques that are used by most of teachers when we address the learner's communicational skills. So the first thing has to deal with games. I will show you the communicational games that are used to entertain learners and prompt them forward, towards the next level to be a fluent speaker, or why not to be similar to the native speaker. So the first thing is communicational games or communication games. Communicational games are techniques that can be used to entertain learners and make them motivated in order to produce word phrases in a correct sentence or correct grammatical structure. So the first thing is communication games. The first element that link to it is called information gap activity. What do we mean by information gap activity? In this technique, you are going to arrange your student to work in pairs. The first pupil or the first colleague will look at image or video or whatever, and he is required to describe what he is looking at, to describe the physical appearance, facial expression of that picture, and the other one will not look at the image or at the picture. You just listen and then tell what that thing is. To describe the object. What is it? This is a good technique to encourage learners' communication. We call it information gap activity. The second part, alternative elements, is called, it is a part of game, but I call it instant speech. Right. Instant speech, in instant speech here, you are going to do what? You are going to ask your learner to speak about or to talk about any kind of object, their favorite object, whether football star, actor, actress, I don't know, scientist, psychologist, any kind of object, their favorite object, talk about him, and then you can set a time, a duration or a period of time, let us say 1 minute. So you ask your learner to speak continuously and consecutively without hesitation, without making any grammatical mistakes. And then you ask the rest of your pupils, their colleagues, to listen and at the same time to write down on their notebook the spotted mistakes. This is a good way to make a collaboration when we deal with communicational tasks. This is called instant speech. The third game that I can extract from this is, so I will get it like this. The third technique is called guessing object. In this technique, learners will integrate and apply a variety of skills, including non-verbal communication, verbal communication, gestures, and then they will send indirect or direct message. For example, the technique will be as follows. Practically, you are going to invite learners, 4 or 5 pupils, and one volunteer will stand in front of them and try to act or to describe without what? Without stating it. Without stating the object, what the object is. So they will, the recipients, the colleagues who are listening to him, they will just ask several questions as suggestion, just to manage to understand what he wants to explain to us. Is it a boy? Is it an animal? Is it a person? Is he a scientist? Is he tall? Is it tall? Anything. Provide him with a simple description, and he will nod his head, or as an affirmative, or as mean to provide a negative answer, a negative response. This is a good way to enhance communicational gains, and learners will be engaged indirectly, implicitly, without without a direct engagement. They will indirectly engage, will not be guided or controlled. Your responsibility through this activity is to monitor from a distance. Okay, from far away, look, monitor your students, observe them, and write down their mistakes, and present those mistakes on the board. And at the end, you let your learners give them the opportunity to correct themselves. Do you think this is correct? Do you think what Salim or Ilyas said, do you believe that is grammatically correct? And then you are going to use facial expression, and learners will pay attention. That one is not correct, we should correct, and invite them to correct. Do not correct, do not provide them the final version of the task, do not do anything except if your learners do not understand at all or did not figure out the correct form or the correct response of their mistakes. This is it. This is the meaning of the useful way to enhance the learner's capability and make them prepare for an outside environment. When they go outside, they will speak English, especially some pupils will have the opportunity to study abroad. So they need English to study at an English-speaking university. Some of them just learn English as a general culture. Others needed to understand documents. So English is very, very essential. This is the lesson of today, and I hope you gained something from it. Thank you very much again, and see you for the next